Connecticut?
Yes, CT.
How old are you?
I am 33.
Okay, and what you do for a living?
I'm an MA,
What's the MA?
a medical assistant.
Okay, do you have any kids?
I do. I have four.
How old are your four kids?
I have a 14-year-old. I'm so nervous. I'm turning red. I have a 14-year-old, a 12-year-old, 7, and a year and a half. Well, a year and a half almost.
Okay, by how many men?
2. I was married for 10 years and then I just got out of another one.
You got married. You've been married twice or once?
Once.
You said just got out of another what?
Relationship.
Okay, so why are you not with the 1.5-year-old dad?
He cheated on me.
How'd you find out?
I went through his stuff and found out.
You went through like a phone?
The Apple Watch.
Ooh, try that Apple Watch. Let me tell you something. I know a couple of men that
Yeah,
got caught up with the Apple Watch. Now,
get him in trouble.
if you go here's
I guess it's true what they say. Men are very sloppy when it comes to cheating. And I'm going to be reacting to a video of a woman who said that, it's not that men cheat more. It's because women are just caught less. Men are caught more. Men are very sloppy with their cheating.
gonna be the advice for you men. If you gonna cheat, only have a walkie-talkie.
At that point.
Don't even get you a phone. Don't get you no GPS. Because ain't nothing like having your Apple Watch attached to your car and you get in and it read your text messages out loud. Hey,
Yep.
baby, just thinking about you. And your
Accidentally.
woman sitting in the passenger seat trying to find out who the hell texting you saying, hey, baby, when that's the only person, I'm supposed to be the only person calling you, hey, baby. So
You lying.
So if you going to cheat, fellas, get you a walkie-talkie. Talk. If y'all can't communicate in a walkie-talkie, then just fuck it. Like you gonna get caught. I'm telling you right now.
She's right, because I'm going to be honest. Guys don't know how to cheat. And it's crazy I'm saying that because it sounds like I am advocating for cheating, but the women even say it. That's why some of you guys are raising kids that don't belong to you, because your women know how to cheat. They made you raise some other guy's kids because you are never going to catch them. The only way you can catch them is when you ask for a DNA test, because you guys are very sloppy. You leave your phone, or you let other women come to your house when your woman is not at home, things like that. That's why men get caught easily.
It is like that.
On a serious note.
It's okay. Life experience.
You moved on. Now that one is, how many kids do you have by the 1.5-year-old dad?
Just one.
Just one, the last kid. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, and what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. Angelica, Bristol, Connecticut, 33, Sagittarius, medical assistant, mom of 4 kids by 2 men, was married. Was you married to the 1.5-year-old dad or the other?
No. Yeah, the other one.
Okay. And why did you get divorced?
I got married really, really young. I was like 19 when I got married. So I had a lot of growing to do. And I realized that I was just with him so I can just have have multiple kids with one person. And I realized I wasn't happy doing that. So I made sure.
So you chose to find another man. So you divorced. You seem to do it right the first time, have your kids in a marriage, but you divorced him, found another man who you didn't marry, and then you had a kid with him. That's doing things backwards. So the marriage wasn't good enough. You decided to be a single mom to another man that you're not married to. That's crazy.
Sure to like have all of them, but then I got into another relationship and he was supposed to be a great dad, and whatever.
Okay. So have your head cut off.
Oh, sorry.
Girl, so they gonna say this. I'm gonna let you respond to it. You done left your husband that you had 3 kids with to go meet another man who, in so many words, cheated on you. And do you feel like the second guy? Well, let me ask you this: do you regret leaving your marriage, or do you still think that was a wise decision?
Best decision I ever made.
Okay.
So, best decision you ever made to leave a marriage with 3 kids, to only go on and have another kid with a guy you didn't marry? How was that the best decision? That doesn't make any sense. Because now, if you had moved on and got married to a new man, I would say, okay, yeah, maybe you made a good decision because you have a better marriage. But if we are considering people who get divorced and put themselves in a worse situation and then they celebrate getting divorced as the best decision, only to go on and make a wrong decision, that's crazy. So becoming a single mom the second time was a good decision, I assume. Damn.
Okay. So you don't. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Don't have your head cut off.
Sorry.
And what kind of man you looking for?
Um, it's tough to say because they come in so many shapes and sizes. Not necessarily looking for a certain type of man. I'm just looking for someone who sees me for me, and can like pretty much just handle the situation that I.
In other words, be a stepfather. She's looking for someone who's willing to look past the fact that she divorced a man with 3 kids and became a two-time baby mama, and she's really wants a man who can be willing to be a stepfather to 4 kids. Okay, got it.
That I come with, I suppose.
Okay. Don't forget. Don't have your head cut off.
Sorry.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
What are your deal breakers?
Definitely cheaters, obviously. I don't want to say liars because I feel like everyone lies in some way, shape, or form, some capacity. Everyone lies. So everyone should know no one wants a liar. But I think anger issues is definitely a deal breaker. Like, learn how to control your own issues. I have come from growth. I've learned how to grow in my past. So come healed in some sense. We could work on some things together because I feel like every new relationship comes with its own demons and stuff. But yeah, just come correct. And not having, not like being lazy. I don't like a lazy man. No, thank you.
Of course, in your situation, I don't expect you to accept a lazy man because he's gonna have to pay bills for you and for your 4 kids, so he cannot be lazy. So I'm actually agreeing with her. That's a good, that's something good she should be asking for because any man who doesn't have money to come and be a stepfather to 4 kids, it's gonna cost you.
Okay.
Like,
Don't be lazy. Could he have kids?
yeah, he can have kids.
Do you want more kids?
I know. I'm all set.
Okay, she's all set. So come with BYOB. Bring your own baby.
Bring your own.
All right. Should he look a certain way?
Clean, very clean. Put together. In a sense of, when you step out, you look apart. If you're at home, you're chilling like how I am right now. Be comfortable. And be happy with who you are and what you are. I don't want anyone's change. I'm not going to change. I think I'm not stuck in my ways, but I'm stuck in my way of how I am already. So
That's the same thing. You simply just she said, I'm not stuck in my ways, but I'm stuck in my way. That's the same thing.
if be open and ready to communicate with what you want and what you see going forward. Don't just like leave me hanging.
Okay. Should he make a certain amount of money?
Here we go.
Not necessarily. Be able to take care of yourself and me because
And the 4 kids. Don't forget that, mama. And the 4 kids.
Eventually I want to be able to open my own business. So if you can't provide for yourself alone, then being able to provide for both of us is not going to be ideal because I want to be able to branch off and do this by have my own little thing, but not struggle in a sense.
Wait, so you want him to be able to provide for you and your children?
Of course.
In a sense, technically, because we're all gonna be in one household.
Exactly.
I want him to be able to provide for his own children too. So I could provide for mine, but eventually we're gonna have to put our income together. So be able to make the same amount as I do or more, not less, not minimum wage, pretty much.
Okay.
So which man? Because she has 4 kids. She's not giving you any more kids, right? And then there's a chance you have to deal with the baby daddies. Because let's be honest, most baby daddies don't like new men to deal with their kids to tell them what to do. And those kids also don't. It doesn't mean they're going to respect you as a stepfather because they'll be like, you're not my daddy. You can't tell me what to do, right? Because some are teenagers, right? So the man, if he has his own kids, is supposed to come in, pay bills for himself, his own kids, for her, and for the 4 kids. And he's not getting any kids. And then he has to deal with the baby daddy drama. Like, which guy on earth is willing to put himself in that situation? Like, you have to be, I don't even know, you have to be maybe brain dead or something.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
So you're willing to do 50-50?
For the most part, yeah. Unless we're married. If we're not married, then there won't be. I mean, if we're married, we're not doing 50-50. There we go.
So
Wow.
what would be the dynamics? What would be the dynamics when you get married?
When we get married, I would take care of like household things like toiletries, the groceries, stuff like that. But as far as like bills, I feel like I shouldn't say a man should take care of, but I do feel like a man should be paying majority of like the house that we live under should be his household.
Damn. So I think she's looking for a sugar daddy. And if not, she's looking for a sucker. And if not that, then she's looking for a man who's dumb and stupid. I'm gonna be honest. Like, which man is willing to come in to pay for 4 kids that don't belong to him and retirement plan because she's not planning to pay any bills? Like, which kind of deal is that? Like, what is the man getting in return? That's my only question. I hope Kendra can ask that. What is the man gonna get in return? Because she knows everything a man should give her. I want to hear what she has to give the man in return. Because we know for now she can't give you any kids.
Okay, so let's just do some math real quick. Okay, because you have a 14-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 1.5-year-old, right? So let's just say you get married, and this man, let's just say he has 2 kids.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be 6 kids plus you, because that would be 7. So you're saying this man has to make enough income if you get married to take care of 7 people. Well, really 8, including himself.
Good question, Kendra. You see how she stopped and she's thinking about it? That lets you know they never think about the things they ask for. They just expect the man to provide. They never do the math of, you know what? Is this a fair deal? He has to pay for himself, for his kids, my kids, and me, and then I don't have to pay for anything. They never take time to think about it like, is this a fair deal? Like, which man is willing to take this deal? Good question, Kendra.
I mean, technically, yeah, because you know what you are getting when you meet me. If I come with all of the
Wow.
kids and I am already taking care of them by myself anyways, so I mean, if I could take care of them on the
Wow.
income that I'm on, then
you should continue to take care of them on the income that you're on. And when
Exactly.
and you will be a blessed woman if you find a man that will be willing to be a partner with you. Because I just gotta say, even when I presented it to you, you stopped to take a breath. But
Yeah.
does that even sound fair? Like, it doesn't even sound fair, the request that you're asking.
Thank you, Kendra. Finally. This is a sign Kendra is starting to wake up. I'm telling you, Kendra has done the math and be like, is this really a good deal for any man? Because mind you, these women don't think about it. They only know a list of things they expect the man to provide. They never think about that. Is this really a good deal for a man? So I'm not going to give him any keys. You know, some of them even sometimes say, I'm not going to give you any sex till after marriage, but I expect you to pay for my bills, pay for your bills, pay for my kids that don't belong to you, and I'm not giving you any kids. It's like, is that a good deal? Thank you, Kendra. Thank you so much. Finally, you see how men are saying this is delusion of the highest order.
I mean,
You're saying this man has to make enough money to take care of 8 people because that's what a man should do. You'll buy groceries, you'll buy toiletries. No, you come with 4 kids. And if he has 2, we're doing hypotheticals. This is hypothetical.
right.
But let's take out his 2 kids. You come
Okay.
with 4 kids, and then that's 5. So you're saying if I marry you, yes, I'm not ever paying the mortgage. Like, I think ladies start thinking of this in a math equation. Like,
They
I
don't.
mean, yeah.
crazy.
Realistically, yeah, I get it.
They don't. That's our point. They don't, and they do not care. Because they say You already know what you're getting yourself into. And she said the same thing. And if men try to speak up and be like, you know what, that's not a good deal, you know what they say? They call you sassy, they call you gay, they call you dusty, and they call you broke. All because you're trying to say, hey lady, just look at this. Do you think this is a good deal? They're like, you can't afford me, you're broke. I don't need no broke nigga. Dusty, sassy. Oh, men are sassy these days. They want women to go 50-50. No, it's not that the men want 50-50. They're trying to say, is this a good deal? Because let's be honest, relationships are a give and take. So the man is providing for you and your kids. What does he get in return? It's a give and take. It's called a relationship for a reason. If it's one way, it's not a relationship. It's slavery, whatever you want to call it.
I just feel like if the bills are being paid 50-50, then the household is and everything's being split 50-50 as well. If I'm working
But
and
no,
I've got
no,
to
but you said, I asked you about that. You said if you
uh
get married, you're not doing 50-50.
oh no, I thought you meant money wise. I didn't think you meant like life, like
I
home
did
wise.
mean money wise. And you said if you get, are you reach, well, I did mean money wise. And you said if you get married, you don't believe in 50-50.
I didn't say, I'm not that I don't believe in it. I just feel like there should be a common ground. It's your home. Like we're, for example, we go and we buy a
Girl,
house
you know
together.
this
Like
is a
right now.
recording. I can rewind the tape right
Yes,
now.
you can
Let
rewind
me
it.
let me see if I can rewind the tape.
She did say no
You allow
50-50.
this to replay. Let me see
Okay.
if I can rewind the tape live on what you said. Because I thought you said if you get married, you're not going to do 50-50
She did say
because
that.
the expectation is him as your husband. I
Yes.
could have heard it
I thought
wrong.
you meant like 50. So you don't mean house wise. You're talking about money wise,
I'm
50
talking
50.
about money wise.
Okay. I don't necessarily, I don't mind. I feel like 50-50 is okay. It's fine in a sense of, like if you want me to make certain decisions, like for an example, if I get into another relationship and we decide to tie the knot and we are moving forward with our relationship, my kids are not only going to be in the picture for so I shouldn't say that, that sounds so wrong, but my youngest, I mean my oldest is almost in high school, I mean almost in college and so on and so forth. So in that series, our household will be shrinking in some sense.
Listen,
Your household won't be shrinking. And the reason why is because just because the kids don't live in the house doesn't mean they don't expect you to provide, especially when it comes to college tuition. So, yeah, the kids don't live in the house, but they're in college. So that means you're paying college tuition. And it's usually more expensive than, all the years before they even went to college.
I'm a girl in my 40s, and
Yes,
if I need money from my daddy, he still give it to me in my 40s. I think
I love that
everybody
for
knows
you.
if you got kids for a lifetime. Those bills, if your kids, and if you marry a man, I think you want him to accept that, right? Like I don't
Absolutely.
think you want a man thinking that once this kid turn 18, we ain't never gonna see them again. That's not
No.
kind of really how life happens, nor do you want a man that way. I
Right.
think this money conversation, I don't know why. I don't usually deep dive in it, but I think it's worthy of deep diving in it because I think what a lot of women don't know is there's a lot of partnership income relationships, right? It's actually more common than not. And it's not a bad thing. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing, especially when you come with a lot of expenses. Like, you come with 4 kids. So I
Right.
just think that to not say it's impossible because you might hit the lottery, girl. You might meet a rich man who got
Fingers
big.
crossed.
And this is the first time I've seen Kendra actually try to dissect, because this is something Kevin Samuels used to do, and women used to hate him for this. So I'm surprised Kendra is deep diving and trying to dissect these women's expectations of men, because women may turn on her as well and start saying she hates black women, she hates women's standards, and she's attacking women's preferences. Because this is the same thing Kevin Samuels used to do. He used to ask her, do you want to get married? Do you have kids? Do you want to pay bills? And the women would be like, no, 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 no. And then he's like, is that fair to a man? And this is the same thing Kendra is doing. But I think she's just tired of women having unrealistic expectations. But shout out to her, because finally, this is something men have been saying for ages, and they say men hate women. Just because they're asking, is it a fair deal to a man to come in and pay for your kids?
House who got enough room for all you and your kids, and and you can live happily ever after. Like, again, I'm not God, so I'm not gonna say it can't happen, but
Yes.
but
In
it
real
probably
in real
won't.
life.
It probably, yeah, but it probably won't. So if you're already fending for you and your kids, and you meet a man who's gonna willing to love on your kids, but you might have to still add some money to the mortgage, that's
Right.
not a bad thing.
No,
That's
it's
all
not.
I'm saying. That's not a bad thing. And I think that
Yeah.
that's why I put it in the math equation, because I think sometimes women just see. Let me tell you the reason why. Because I make money, okay? And that's why I think with money, because when you make money, you think about your money, and it turns you off when people feel entitled to your money. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
woman, and I work. Nothing has been given to me ever in life. Everything I have is because I work for it. And nothing turns me off more when a person feels as though they're entitled
Entirely.
to my hard income and my money because of whatever reason.
Yeah, Kendra, but you a woman. The difference is, sure, you don't like people who feel entitled to your money, but when men say that same exact thing, that hey, listen, I'm not entitled. You can't. You shouldn't be entitled for me to pay for your bills. You shouldn't feel entitled for me to pay for bills for your own kids that don't belong to me. You know what the women say? You're dusty. You're sassy. You are broke. How dare you? I'm the prize. I'm the queen. How dare you not want to pay for my bills? I'm the woman. You're a man. It's your job. And the men simply say, okay, but what do I get in return? It's like nothing. I'm the man. You're the man. It's your job. I'm the woman. You should provide for me. You should accept me and my kids. She said the same exact thing. So, Kendra, I understand what you're saying. People don't like to feel, and you shouldn't, you know, you don't want people to feel entitled to your money, but you're a woman. So the women will never say those things, say the same things they say to you, the same things they say to men.
Right.
Nothing turns me off faster. So I think I could always understand the mindset of a man in that category as a woman who has made her own money, right? So I think that you're a pretty woman. I can tell you done got it together. And this is like you just natural right here, right? So I don't know. This money conversation on the internet has
It's always
really, I
tough.
think, affected a lot of relationships. But I think if we thought about it like in a partnership way, you would see what you're really saying.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. It's a tough conversation because you're in front of a million different people who have a million different opinions, and it's easier to just say something and just go through with the question. It's a lot harder to like when you sit back and you think about it, it makes it a lot easier. But I'm nervous
And
still.
last thing I want to add, and then we will move on because I feel like
Hmm.
we're having a teachable moment right here. And then all the women that a lot of women are looking up to, and they feel like she got a soft life and she's getting all her bills paid for. Let me tell you something, honey. Ain't nothing for free. Okay?
Facts.
Hmm.
If she ain't paying with it with finances, she's paying with it with her integrity.
Right.
She's paying with it with her spirituality, well-being, because she's probably potentially tolerating something that that's why the money is covering it up. And Cassie is the biggest example of this. All the people that used to want to be Cassie's life, oh, she's with this billionaire man. She's flying first class. She don't got to pay no bills. She gets to have dinner with Jay-Z and Beyonce. You ain't know she was paying for that by some man peeing in her mouth. So the man
Hmm.
that was paying for it could be in enjoyment. So this is why y'all gotta stop desiring other people's situations because you don't even know what people are going through to have the lifestyle that you claiming you want so desperately so. If you are a human being and you can fend for yourself, you are a blessed somebody. You are a
Hmm.
blessed somebody. There's this saying of I'd rather cry in the Rolls Royce than in a Honda. How about the prayer should be if I really want a Rolls Royce, I make enough money to buy it, so I don't gotta cry in that either.
I mean, I mean, shout out to Kendra for this was, I think, a teachable moment. But for me, the way I see this, eventually, this is a one-time thing, if she keeps doing this, trying to check the women, hey, listen, your standards are too ridiculous. Think about how a man would see this. One, women may stop calling in because women don't like accountability. Because what she's doing is what, like I said, Kevin Samuels used to do. Women who say she hates women's preferences, and then they'll stop calling it. Or they would just say, she's jealous because she's also single, that she can't get a man like that. But what she's doing is really trying to make the ladies see it from a man's point of view. And obviously, they're not going to like that. All they know is, I want a rich man to come in, accept my kids. I want a sugar daddy, accept my kids, pay for my bills. But they don't know that that lifestyle comes at a price. And she gave a good example of Cassie and Didi. The lifestyle, the expensive lifestyle, going to Cancun and to all the trips, first class being paid for. You don't have to pay for the bills. It comes at a price. But the women don't care. All they want is a soft life. They don't have to work. They don't have to pay bills. The man has to take care of everything. And it comes at a cost. So shout out to Kendra. This was a good show. The first time I've seen her really break down everything to a woman when it comes to their preferences. What do you guys think about that? Link down below for the full video to Kendra's Jewish channel.